What is going on, everyone? DJ's here with another play analysis. Yes, siree. We are doing another replay of my own. A standard match. This is part 2 in the DJ's Redemption Tour back in the standard. Yes, I had been neglecting standard matches. Yes, I've been focusing on Fog, and I'm much better in Fog than I am in standard, but I'm back, baby. We're in standard. Got another tough-ass opponent. Squeaked by Evocati. Barely last time. Now I got another tough-ass opponent. Mr. Izanagi007. He's been featured on this channel twice already. I think both of those were Fog matches, however. He also plays standard. He's good in both. Yeah, he's actually responsible for the biggest defeat I've ever had. The most frustrating game, the worst I've played. He just smashed me in a game of Hidden Edge, I believe. I built like a B-copter like 4 spaces away from an anti-air that I saw. I still built it and he still killed it. And I was like, what am I doing? I've lost my mind. That was probably the low point of my career. Back in like December or January or some crap. Anyway, strong player. So this map right here, Michigan Maneuver. Don't even know what the hell that means. Honestly, it's just an alliteration, so I guess it's cool. You can get away with anything in these maps as long as it's an alliteration. It could be like trampoline, trapeze, tree trunk, the third. And they'd be like, whoa, shit, let's go. Like, okay, whatever. So it's Michigan Maneuver. Interesting map. 2 base versus 1 base in airport. We've seen it all. However, the 2 base actually has its own airport. So there's 2 bases and an airport versus the 1 base and an airport. Also, you see there's a dock, but let's be honest, you're not building battleships 99% of the time. I mean, you could, but you only build it if you're ahead. Typically, this dock actually goes under the power of orange, and this one goes under the control of black up here. So you can B-ship lock the base, but it's going to cost you 28k, and each side averages around 20k, so you're going to have to save up a lot of Advanced Wars buckaroonies just to even invest in a battleship, so I don't recommend it right off the bat. So, in my opinion, this is another one of those maps, oh my god, like Aronia, where I just came into it, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't plan it all. I was like, I'll figure it out. It works well for me in Aronia, right? No, it was terrible, and I had to claw myself back into the game, but I didn't learn my lesson because, you know, I'm dumb. So, anyway, you want to overcome the 2 base wants to overcome the 1 base. I mean, the center is important as well, but it's a lot of really good artillery spots. Let's say if I'm this orange player over here, I can put an artillery here, base lock, put an artillery here, base lock, put anywhere over here, and it's hard to get around. And copters are so damn good on this map. Copters are the bomb, baby. You got 2 airports. You build an anti-air over here, or no, you build a copter over here from here, they gotta have the anti-air over here. Then you shift over here, they're like, oh shit, I need to build another anti-air. Then you move it over here, they're like, oh, I need another anti-air. Like, copters are so damn good on this map. That is why I chose Andy. Now, Andy versus Kindle. Honestly, in a vacuum, Kindle prefers having Andy as an opponent because I think that's the best matchup she has. Because she can really brutalize him, and she sucks against Drake. Actually, no, I think she's better against Lash. I think Lash is her favorite matchup, but she likes having Andy as a matchup. Particularly in standard rather than Fog. And so I think he was pretty happy with that. However, the copters are so damn good on this map, I chose Andy because we're going to have copter clashing together. Anti-air is not going to be everywhere. You're going to need to have copter on copter violence going on over here. So copters are not going to get one shot by other copters. They're going to get down to 2 or 3 HP. Then I use a super power, and then Andy's are back up to 7 and 8 HP. So no big deal. So that's why I chose Andy right here. Although Kindle can be pretty scary. Kindle's scary on most maps. Usually she has a win percentage of around 60 just because all the experts and whatever choose Kindle because people don't know how to play around cities. But once you get to the higher levels, you really appreciate Andy and what he offers when there's a lot of air units. So, as Andy, game plan. Let's just, you know, a lot of copters. Let's get some big, beefy, medium tanks. Let's get some Neo tanks. Let's get some big-ass bombers. Let's fighters. We want some big units. Although it's only a 28k income map, we'll see what we can do. But yeah, so you want to overcome. I'm going to talk about the map as we go on. I'm not going to talk all about it at the beginning, just to give away all the thought processes I had, because I didn't have very many thought processes in the beginning. So we'll go through it as I learned from this map. I'll teach you what I learned instead of just saying it all up front. Anyway, without further ado, let's just get into this game. Oh, by the way, it's a banger. I haven't had a banger in a while. Next couple games I'm going to show are bangers, so it's certified. Hope you guys are ready. So I'm the orange player at the bottom. As you know, I like the color orange. Nothing unusual. We go for our neutral basis. There's nothing too wonky about that. There is questions about when do you use your lander to get your infantry to capture these properties. However, those are only temporary properties, as this is the 2-base side. So whatever you capture over here, you're going to only hold it for a few turns. So I didn't really put too much stake into the lander and getting those properties early, because I'm like, hey, he's going to get them eventually anyway. So I focused on the middle over here, double cap over here, go for airport, then go for the base. Nice capture chain. Can't be upset about that. No siree. Recon's not the hugest best unit in this map. I was like, yeah, I'll build artillery and tanks and copters. Those are my bread and butter. So, pretty typical stuff not going on here. I was like, should I go in the lander and capture this port and then put my lander on it and then he can't recapture it? Because it's hard to kill a lander on a port, let me just say. Or should I just capture this property over here? You know, internal debate. He builds a tank on his weak side. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, I like that. Yeah, let's go. I don't care. I want you to fight on your weak side. I didn't even have to build a tank here first. He built a tank on his weak side to begin. I saw that, and I was already off to a happy start. I was like, dude, you're doing good. You didn't even have to force on the weak side. As a strong side player, you want to have the engagements on your opponent's weak side and standard. And it's quite obvious this is the opponent's weak side over here. Look, I mean, like 1 base, and these ones are all the way over there. And I have 2 bases. There's just no question. That's his weak side. So I was just happy. I was like, hell yeah, I'm just real tank. I'm my strong side. Let's just go. Opt to plop it in the lander over here. I think I opted to get the port rather than the comm tower. But I'm gonna lose both of those anyway. So he has a little interesting maneuver, a Michigan maneuver, one might say. And he moves his tank over onto this property over here with his Kindle bonus, 40% extra attack. I was like, ooh, that's hot lava. Can't touch that. But I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. I'm just going to start a tank chain on my strong side. NBD, let's get it. And that's exactly what I do. Build another tank. I'm like, let's do a tank chain. You don't have a chain, and you're not going to be able to do a chain because it's your weak side, and the lander's out of position. Like, this is going well. I don't mind this at all. Feeling pretty good so far. Nothing too crazy. He has just the right amount for a copter this turn. I think he might build it. He'd have to actually base skip 1 infantry, so he does not. He actually goes for an artillery on his strong side. So this makes sense. I was like, why didn't you build a tank that would be like right here now, and then the artillery later? Like, I don't know. Kind of gave me I was like, I don't know. Let's put this tank over here so I can't capture it, but I'm not in a position to capture it anyway. But the thing is, I'm going to have 2 tanks, and I'll take the shitty first strike because I will have a follow-up attack, and I'm Andy. So even if I take 4 or 5 damage in return, you know, we're getting that SCOP coming later. We're popping a SCOP. For you newbies out there, SCOP stands for Super CO Power. So yeah, we're popping SCOPs. Pop, SCOP, and lopping it. We're hashtag cool. That's what the kids say these days. Anyway, I build my artillery. Look, I'm going all out on my strong side. He's dabbling. I'm feeling good. Good start for me. Izanagi, a little questionable beginning, but we'll see what he can do. Builds a copter here. I like that. That copter over there freaked me the F out. I was like, oh god, now I gotta build my own copter, or I need to build an anti-air. So it's a decision. And it really depends on how much funds I have. I'm going to have 14k, and I would have built a tank, an artillery, and a infantry, which is a great build. However, that whole copter thing kind of messes up my own build. And now look, he's already going to overcome my infantry over there, so I'm like, flop. But the good news is I'm going to beat his infantry's ass back. And look, he has to restrill the tank over there. So the tank, it didn't do jack shit. It really didn't do anything. It didn't even delay my infantry. My infantry was not even in position anyway. I block with my lander. He can't kill it until that artillery's there. So I'm just straight ass chillbin. Chillbin like a villain. And I have my anti-air. I opt for the anti-air rather than the copter because YOLO. No real thought process behind that. Brings the copter in the middle. Smart move. I like that in the middle where it can like go from the side. Oh, it's like, ooh, you're gonna go over here? Ooh, actually I'll go over here. So I like the flexibility putting in the middle. If you just went straight down here, I'm going to put my anti-air on that side. You know how it is. Builds a mech over here. Mechs aren't too terrible, I suppose. But I have mixed feelings about mechs. Maybe I feel better about them with Adder or Cole or Andy even. Because, I don't know. As Kindle mechs, I'm not a huge fan of Kindle mechs. But you do what you do. And he's trying to capture the... This is my strong side, boy. What you think you're doing? The copter spam has begun, though. So now I was like, now I gotta build another anti-air, or I gotta build a copter where the copter spam is in. And now I've got my port locked. The port locked. goodness gracious, I can't build a battleship. Are you kidding me? I was so upset I just moved my lander. I didn't really even give half a shit, to be perfectly honest. I get my units over here. I move my anti-air over here. I see the copter. It's not quite in range of my base. I bring my copter over here as well. So I have 2 deterrents for that copter right now. I centralized it because I see this copter over here. I think I do not build another anti-air. So I built it. Oh, I did build it. Okay, I have 2 anti-airs now. I don't really know why I moved it. I could have moved it a little bit back. I think I just wanted coverage of every single unit over here. I have control of the center for the most part. I have 2 tanks and an artillery and all this shit, and he's got those 3 units. I mean, a little out of position with the mech and the copters over here rather than over here, so it's a little out of position. So I have control of the center, which is nice. And I try to block him. I'm like, he's just gonna throw his stupid little lander on the port. I'm not gonna allow that. I need to capture that shit. So things are going pretty well for me, all things considered. Copter gets a free hit. My anti-air out of position. That is the story of the game. These anti-air get brutalized. Mine and Izanagi's. The copters have a field day. So I'm loathing the copters right now. Loathing them severely. Brings in the tank, doing whatever that tankies do. More anti-air. So we already have 2 anti-airs each on the map. Right now. Oh, no, sorry. 1 anti-air, 2 anti-airs for me, and copters. He's going all out with the copters and anti-air. Whereas I'm more of a tanky guy. I'm more of a Tordred tanker to begin with. And I see this, I'm like, I mean, I could one-shot something and then maybe do a thing or 2, but it's like, nope, he's got that. I learned my lesson, getting burned from the fire in the past, from the stove. Like, you learn your lesson burning your hand on the stove. I'm not putting my hand on that flame. Hell no. You can have the port, because I'm taking your port. You know, it's a handshake. Not a big deal. He's got a little bit of a force over here with the mech and the infantry. He's pretty even. I mean, there's 4 infantry. I mean, this one will shift over, but I do have a copter. I was feeling a little threatened, so I built a copter, my forward copter over here. Notice how we don't really build T-copters for this property. It's not really worth the investment. If there was a comm tower there as well, I probably would build it, but it's just one single property for a 5K investment on a 20K investment or 20K income map. I ain't having that. No sorry, baba. So, nothing too out of the ordinary. I'm like, alright, stay back. I'm using my lander as a blocker. I don't care if he shoots it. That's just going to give me some charges, Andy. At this point, my lander's pretty useless. So, I'm like, whatever, bruh. Just shoot it. Shoot it and loot it. And then he gets a free hit off of my tank. Or it is free, actually. Look right there. It is free. I will kill that infantry for free, but he brings it down to 5, which kind of sucks. Luckily, I'm Andy, so it's not the biggest deal ever, but it's still annoying. It's still a good move. I think he did a good move. He had to sack an infantry, as you'll soon see, though. Bringing in artillery on his weak side, I didn't mention it earlier, but I feel like that's kind of a mistake because I'm going to be the one calling the shots on the strong side, and you're going to have less infantry on your weak side than your strong side. So I think artillery, I've said this in probably at least 4 other videos, artillery are more meant for strong sides than weak sides. Like, I like that. And I know, okay, my artillery's on my weak side, sort of, but it's more of centralized. It's not really committed to the weak side. It's just kind of centralized. So maybe I violated my own rule there, but in general, artillery you want to save for your strong. Look at all these damn infantry. Look at how many walls you could have. You could probably have 3 artillery completely covered up with those little bad boys right there. So I'm feeling pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, another artillery. Look, this is so many damn anti-airs. How many anti-airs? 1, 2, 3, 4 anti-airs on the map. Alrighty, we're day 10. Usually you see like 1 each maybe by day 10. Now we have 2 each. That just speaks volumes about how damn good the copters are on this map. So we're capping, we're trapping, we're trading properties. I get a free hit off on that, but I withdraw my tank with the intention to use it later when I do have my superpower. I mean, he can go sack his copter and kill it, but I'm gonna murder that little copty over there, so not really worth it. My side is stronger. Look at 4 infantry versus what, 5 infantry, 6 infantry, a copter, and a whatever the hell it's called, artillery. You're not winning that. I'd back the hell up if I were you, but you do what you do. Look, notice over here, I'm not getting in his face. I'm like, ooh, I should probably fall back. Now, this is probably the dumbest part of the match for me. I did the dumbest thing you could possibly do. And we'll see. So look at this little copter over here. It's in range of my base. Can get a pot shot off of my tank, right? And I move my copter over here. So one of my deterrents is over there now. And I move my anti-air over here. So both of my turns are over here. I have absolutely nothing protecting this tank over here. I don't have an anti-air. I do not have a copter. As soon as I moved that anti-air, I was like, oh my god, dude, you freaking idiot. The one reason you have a copter and an anti-air is a deterrent and to kill. And they're not doing neither over here. They're just sitting pretty, and I'm gonna get a free shot off on my tank, and all these things are gonna surge in and get random hits off on my infantry and murder them all. And I was like, oh my god. This is freaking Evocati all over again. Like, stupid plays at the beginning. I'm not gonna get punished for this. I pray to God that I don't get punished. I'm like, Izanagi, please. Please don't find the hits. Please, I'm gonna block with my infantry. Yeah, don't hit my tank. See, I noticed afterward, I was like, damage control time. Like, please don't hurt me. I made dumb moves. But he comes in, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm just coming for the base lock. And I'm like, shit, I really effed that up. Now I need to bring all this shit over there. Basically, I moved all this crap to the middle. It's like, yay, got the middle. But I'm not getting that property over there, so why am I really in the middle? I need to shift over defend now. And now he brings in his anti over here, throwing the copter, but I don't really give half a shit. I don't even have a turret over here. Man, I'm moving this copter over here in the middle, and it's good as gold. And then how do you get this thing over? I'm not going to allow the pathing for this anti-air. But he's feeling pretty aggressive on his weak side. I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. I don't mind. Clumping over here. Honestly, Rachel seems pretty strong pick on this map in retrospect. I think she has some play here. Even though it's a 3-base map, these clumps right here, man, give me goosebumps. Goose clumps. But yeah, I moved my anti-air. So I moved it over here, and then I moved it back, just zigzagging. But is it too late? This is looking a little scary. But I'm like, okay, I need some compensation. Like, I effed up over here. I need to get something. I need to get a property over there. Because look, he's going to capture this property and I have nothing. He's going to capture this property and I have nothing. Like, I need to stop. I need to get something. So I start taking over the middle. And as I said earlier, I was like, cool. I'm just going to go in the middle now. Nice. So that was easy to avoid that anti-air. Just got brutalized. Literally, like, smell you later. Like some Gary Oak kind of shit going on. So that anti-air just got completely embarrassed, which I was laughing at. Not really laughing, but cackling. Like that. So, I tried to block my tank. I'm like, that stupid little son of a snitch is going to come in and, like, attack my tank. I can't allow that. So, starts capping my proppies. And I'm not happy. But then, boom, comes in with the anti. I'm like, shit, I didn't see that coming. And he comes in with the beacopter. Now, there is a 30% chance of a 2-hit KO from 2 tanks onto a tank in a city. If you're Hawk and you have a 20% increase in your firepower with the comm tower and whatever, 25% guaranteed 2-hit KOs. 10% increase, like Kindle, with just 1 comm tower, 33% chance 1-hit KO, thereabouts. Maybe not exactly 33, but something like that. 30 maybe? And he gets the 30%. And I was like, oh my god. Am I really going to lose my base at day 12 already? Like, this is embarrassing. And I'm like, okay, is he gonna base lock me? Like, my tank can attack over there. He's gonna come. My copter can stop him. So I was like, please, don't do what I think you're gonna do. And what I thought he was gonna do is move that stupid artillery on there, and he did. Because I'm not gonna be able to kill that artillery, I don't think. Like, it's gonna be a little bit of a maze, a bit of a puzzle. I'm gonna need some rolls on my side, and then there's another artillery in tow. So if I don't kill that this turn, there's another one to replace it, and then he's gonna be capping that property soon. And look, I'm not anywhere near that. At least I have this middle one. Let's not kid ourselves. I have some compensation, but it's not looking great. Then he just says like, he uses the lander. I'm like, whoa, did not see that coming. That's kind of cool. So Izanagi really loving that lander, giving it some lander loving right there. Michigan maneuver lander loving, landlubber lander loving it. But when he does that, these guys are freaking dead to me. So brings in his anti-air. He's got 3 anti-air now. I have 2 anti-air. It's an anti-air map. He might even build another one. He has 4 anti-air. I have 1 copter, 2 copters. He has 4 anti-air. Typically, you see for every anti-air, you do 1.5 copters. So if there's 2 copters, you have 3 copters. Sorry, if you have 3 copters, you have 2 anti-air. However, it's in reverse this time. For every copter, there is 2 anti-airs, which is a bit nutty. So I was like, okay, buddy. So I go in. I'm like, yes, get a nice roll right there. Please, 4 HP infantry, kill it. And if I don't, I have another 4 HP infantry to kill it. Please, 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 please. Oh, yes, it felt so good. Even if I didn't get it, I had the backup. So I'm like, okay, now I need to kill that freaking stupid little arty. I capped that because I'm like, cap that, scratch that, talking about the bat. Anyway, go for the KO. If I didn't get it, I had the infantry as a backup, so I'm like, yes, I live to see another day. And I built a mech. I could have built the tank, but I wanted to have more pressure on this other side over there. So I thought a mech would do the deal. Also, that's why I built a mech. I was like, I want some big, beefy units. I want the meaty tanks coming in. I want those meaty, medium tanks coming in, mowing down them on the Michigan Maneuver map. I want my medium tanks mowing down Michigan Maneuver style on this map. So I bring my lander. I'm like, oh, I don't know, just don't let the infantry pass. It's doing its own thing. His lander is definitely getting more use. And he brought his anti over here, so I'm like, okay, my copter is going to go on the other side over there. And then I use all my infantry as blockers, and I got frightened here because his powers coming up, and Kindle powers, for you all that don't know, are really scary. If I put my my artillery next to this tank over here, he would probably kill my tank, and then he would one-shot my artillery with his Kindle power. So I was freaking the F out. But I blocked I'm like, okay, I don't think that anti-air is going to be able to reach my copter if I have 2 infantry right here as blockers, and like and this one over here, like there's a whole bunch of blockers. And I bring my double artillery because it's working so well for Izanagi, or it was working so well over there. He had 2 before, and now he has 1. Now I have 2 over here, and I have 1 in the middle. I am going balls deep with his artillery. Look, that artillery used to be on my weak side. I learned my lesson. I was like, this ain't doing jack shit. Brought all 3 of my artillery to my strong side. And I'm just going at it. I'm like, he's going to use his power, and it's going to suck. But I'm going to have my superpower. And I block off a bunch of units. I mean, you can kill these units, but I'm going to blast you with my artillery. And so I got some nice units in position. I got this tank over here. And don't forget, this one's going to go to 10 HP, full tank power, plus movement bonus, plus 10% attack. So, no, 20% attack with the Andy power, superpower rather. So it's looking pretty scary to go on the offensive for him. However, he pops the Urban Blight, and all my units go ouchie, including my mech over there. I'm like, shit. And then he brings in his, doesn't get the 2-hit KO, but he blocks my base. And I don't have any way to 2-hit KO. Maybe I should have had my artillery back over here to defend, but I didn't know it would be going so badly. It's just, you never really know. I was waffling between the sides with my artillery, and then he gets the arty lock on the base. I'm like, well, I lost that base. I can't really stop that. Then he brings in the tank over there. I'm like, uh-oh. Bye-bye, copter. Bye-bye, copter. I loved you while you lasted. However, I don't think that's a huge loss, because I will kill off, I have 2 artillery, so he killed 9k. I will kill 8k back, and I'll probably also get some hits off on this tank and his own copter, actually. We'll see if I'm able to kill that copter. I will probably need the Andy superpower, but it's not too bad, actually. He killed my copter, but it's not the end of the world. He's really balls deep in now, and then I'm, only 9k away from getting my superpower, so I'm like, I could get 9k, easy peasies, lemons go queasy. So I throw in my attack right over here. I'm inching close to that power, that sweet superpower, that scop. I'm so close to popping that scop, you have no idea. So I go for a terrible engagement over here just to get my superpower. Then I pop that hyper upgrade, throw some wrenches on, whatever the hell Andy does, plows blowing away that tank over there. Boom! Don't quite kill it, but infantry, boom. Follow up, copter, boom. So I'm feeling pretty good. Can't kill that pesky. If I could kill that and get the copter and attack that tank, I think I would have just won. But life isn't that easy. I get a nice hit on the tank though, so I'm feeling pretty decent. Bring my infantry up there. I'm just like, attack with all the infantry, like YOLO. Like, I want to weaken all this shit, because if I don't, they're going to probably recapture things. That artillery's blocked by the lander is very clever, so I decide to overload it. I'm like, alright, I'm going to bust in my artillery, and they're going to have plus Andy 10% defense because I popped a super, so I don't think he's going to be able to bust through this wall. I just chill this tank on here. I could have moved it somewhere, but I was like, whatever. Could have moved it over here to this side over here, but I felt my infantry could do the trick with the copter support. So I kept my tank centralized. NB Dizzle. And then, I bruised his infantry. He's got the income lead. Or he's going to have the income lead, rather. I had it tied for a bit. He gets my Ooh, doesn't quite kill me there. But he's literally got the lock on my base. I can't really do anything at this point. He's got so many infantry too. He can prop in another artillery if he so pleases, although it will take a while to get to the front lines. But I can't produce anything from this base. And it takes ages for my units to get from this side over there. Like, imagine a tank, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 turns to get over here from this base over there, and this place is even farther. Like, awful. All I can really reinforce with are copters, and he's already got an anti-air, he's already got a copter, so yeah, it's not looking good. I'm looking like I'm gonna get base locked. But I have a strong ass push over here on my strong side. But he's coming in, kills off my artillery. Not loving that. Not loving that. But I'm going to kill off that copter. Look, I mean, is it worth it for him to do that? Maybe. I mean, he's got the... Actually, no, I'm ahead in the unit value for my really super strong superpower. So I felt pretty good about that. Another artillery on the weak side. I was like, okay. Another lesson, no, not another lesson, but just I want to reiterate. Artillery on the weak side, not a good idea. Just hammer that home. I said it in a lot of videos, and I agree with that still to this day. So he's actually a little bit ahead, but look. I was doing pretty bad. Like, he was ahead 30,000. And then my superpower, huge swing. Now I'm ahead 30,000. Now we're equal. So I felt pretty good at this point. And now I'm going to get ahead because of that sweet copter kill. And I bring in my medium tank. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty great. Bring my tanks, and I was smart. I was proud of this attack. I'm like, I'm probably not going to reach that artillery over there. He's got an anti-air that's not going to get one shot. He's got a mech, and like the lander's blocking. The lander's doing a great job defending, despite it kind of being weak on his weak side. That lander is a really annoying blocker. However, I have a little plainy poo. I decided to bring in the double pincer strike. Boom! I was like, whatever, mech, do what you need to do, but you're not going to one-shot me. And I superpower healed me up later. Not a big deal. I decided to property lock him, so he can't just sit on his properties like he likes to do his Kindle. So I moved my artillery over there. And I actually am able to kill a unit over here. What do I build? Whatever I build is probably dumb, because I shouldn't be building anything. I built a tank, but it's not going to live. He's got a copter, he's got an artillery, he's got an anti-air. It's just kind of a dumb move. Honestly, I should have just built maybe an infantry, maybe a mech, and then saved up for a bomber next turn, because that bomber can't be one-shot by that artillery. Or that anti-air. However, he will be using Urban Blight, so that will cost a lot of mun. So that'll hurt. And he's going to use Urban Blight this turn, no doubt about it. Yeah, as he does. But I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good on the unit count. Pretty good on the, unit skip. He's ahead on income. And he's about to base lock me, though. So there's a trade-off. And when I say that, he's getting a pretty good comeback. So he's murdering all my units. And yeah, I have literally like nothing left on over it. The side is completely gone. And all my units, look, I have one copter and these weak-ass units, and they have nothing to reinforce and go across the map over there. This is the part where I was like, should I resign? Or should I just try to push this shit? Like, it's looking pretty good over here, but like, that's a lot dire. It's like, he's like 3 turns ahead of where I am over here. Like 3 turns, I'll probably be in the same spot, but he's got that tempo over there. I'm like, shit. And then I was like, weak start artillery. He's really defending the base, and it's really passive though. I don't like that. I mean, I liked that when I was playing him. I was like, sure, I love passive artillery. It's like, that would have sucked if he had like a saved up like a mech or some shit, and then next turn he got like a medium tank or a neo tank or some shit. That would have been bad. But I saw that, and I was like, hell yeah, I love defensive units. I love passive units. Passivity is my friend. He plops his 3 HP artillery and goes in the port, and I'm like, okay, I don't really care. It's pretty much dead if it's in there. I mean, you're gonna have unit count, but whatever. So I threw my copter over here. I was like, I just need to start doing some damage. And my medium tank comes in, absolutely destroys that mech, murders its family, murders its friends, murders its Neopet account. So it's doing pretty good. I moved my tank down here, and it might seem kind of weird, but the reason I wanted that to be out of artillery range, and I wanted to force this to go down 1 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it could still reach my airport, and airport lock me, but I was hoping to just get the anti-air out of position. And I want to weaken up the infantry so it doesn't capture my base too easily as well. I moved my anti-air over here, and I know what you're thinking. Or you maybe not be thinking, but now you're thinking it. 20,000 income, so he's got the lead. 4,000, he's going to build a bomber. And, Deej, what are you doing? You moved your anti-air, you messed up earlier with the anti-air, and now you're messing up again. He's gonna build a bomber here, and he's gonna blast away your medium tank, and you have no anti-air anywhere in the vicinity. And I was like, yeah, monkey dumb move first time, monkey smart move next time. So I do an airport block. Simple as that. I was like, he's going to build a bomber. He probably planned to build a bomber by saving up that cash. I was like, nope, not allowing that shit. I know you're building. If you build a bomber here, I'm pretty much screwed because I have nothing. This would take a while to get up there, and even if it tries to get up there, the tanks would probably kill it before it even reaches over there. So thank God for airport locks, am I right? And all my weak-ass little shitty units, they're alive and well. And to see how weird this terrain is, it's like loop-de-looper-roopers and stuff. He can't even reach that copter. Even though it looks pretty damn close, there's a river right here, so he can't even reach it. So my copter's getting some free hits, getting some pot shots, some nice hot pot shots. I'm getting my infantry in position, so I have the base lock. I got my big ol' medium tank coming in, and I have my infantry in position to cap that shit. And this one will be able to cap as well. A few infantry will be able to cap because I do have my superpower coming up, so I'm feeling pretty damn good. And I love capping when you have Andy's superpower, because like, sure, weaken my infantry, yeah. Sure, interrupt this cap over here, sure, interrupt it. Then I gain 5 HP and I cap it anyway, so you gotta bring it below 5 HP to actually interrupt the cap versus Andy. So, I'm saving my shitty units. This 4 HP artillery, oh, it's gonna get back to 9, baby. You can bet your, I'm not gonna say the word I normally say, you can bet your behind. There we go. You can bet your beehive, that it's gonna live. And your ball sack, sorry I had to say it. Anyway, brings in the copter over here. I mean, he could have airport, no, he couldn't airport locked me. Oh, he could have, we'll see. So he goes, tries to block right here, which is completely feeble. That is why, look, I moved my tank down here. So if you look, pay attention, I didn't just leave this shit out to dry. I brought a tank down because I saw the copter and I was like, and I brought the infantry, I'm like, I know there's gonna be some infantry blocking or some shit. So I brought my tank over in support as well. Seeing as he doesn't even have a tank of his own, just a weak ass copter, another copter, and all this shit, I was like, you know what, my tank's gonna have a field day. I have enough tanks over here. There's gonna be all healed 2 tanks versus 3 tanks. I mean, that's literally going to be a full tank soon. So I felt pretty damn good. I was like, let's bring that little bad boy down. So that's why I brought my tank down. And he tries the same thing I thought he was gonna do. It's like, well, I'm just gonna murder that infantry. That's not even a wall. Like, he can't block it. Thank God for that tank, or that copter would have gotten a free ass kill. And look, I know it's gonna die to another tank, but I don't give half a shit. Maybe a quarter of a shit, if we're getting to proportions, but not half. And he builds a Neo tank. He was like, I wanted to build a bomber so bad, but opted for the Neo tank. Hashtag golf ball, hashtag Wilson. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna build a bomber. If I had money, and I don't have money. So that part kind of sucked. However, oh, and this stupid ass artillery. What do you like? Get out of here, stupid little artillery bisque. So I come in, get the KO. Not quite at my superpower, but I will get it. Now I murder that infantry with my artillery over here. I don't even opt to, I'm like, that's not even a threat, so I don't even opt to do the base. And then my infantry attacks over there, murders off his artillery. Now I have the superpower charge. Do I use it this turn? I don't think I think I saved it. Let me think of why I saved it. I'm trying to remember why I saved it. There's probably some reason. Honestly, what I could have done is pop the super, cap this, and move this infantry to cap the airport, but I was in too much of a hurry. I opted to save it. I think I wanted to cap some of these properties first and then pop it later, just to ensure some caps. So I saved my superpower. I mean, this is not really in use right now. I mean, I'm going to get to 9 HP regardless this turn, next turn, the turn after, so it doesn't really matter that much. He's not going to get any KOs on any units that he normally would. Except for this anti-air maybe will die, but it's not a big deal. That's why I built another one. Comes with a tank. See, I'm Andy. And normally you just get it to 2 HP and your tank would attack this other tank or some shit, but as I'm Andy, you need to kill off those units. So, smart move by Mr. Izanagi over here. So we're skipping. I mean, not skipping, we're base trading. Capturing both these properties. I'm getting there. Like I said, 2 to 3 to 4 turns behind over here. But we're base trading. And most times this map, you're not base trading. Whoa, the Great Escape over here. Full HP anti-air. Down, 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 down. Plops it over here. I was like, you son of a snitch. So he escapes to see another day because it's going to get brutalized by that medium tank otherwise. So he had, had a great escape. I think he actually messaged me. He's like, "You'll never get me alive." And I was like, "You want to bet?" That thing's 100% dead on arrival. So he's getting a little wary. So another thing I thought was interesting, he brings his Neo tank down. And I'm like, okay. But the threat for me is over here. Like, wouldn't you want to bring it over here to defend? But he's more concerned with the big push down here, and I'm more concerned over here. So I was like, okay, whatever. I was kind of happy to see the Neo tank go down rather than straight ahead, to be perfectly honest. I was more scared of that. So this turn, I use my hyper upgrade. For a couple reasons. Number one, I'm going to kill that son of a snitch of an anti-air now that I'm in range of it. Number two, bomber. Look at that money. I wanted a bomber. Now you're thinking, Deej, why would you build a bomber after you use your hyper upgrade? Why would you not use it before when he uses Urban Blight, then you can get it to full? And I'll tell you why. The reason was I need to kill that anti-air. And there's the only way I can kill the anti-air is if I get a hyper upgrade so this infantry can get on this mountain. Normally, can't reach that mountain. If I can reach that mountain, I can kill the infantry there, I can kill this copter, and I can reach that anti-air. So that's what I do. Also, cute little hit over here. Adorable. Couldn't gotten that either. Boom, down to 3. And he won't be able to repair that. He's not Andy, he's Kimball. So, allows me to get that 2-hit KO over there. Like I said earlier, boom, from the mountain. Boom, tank attacks over there. Actually, wait a minute. I could have killed my infantry. I don't think it really mattered in the end, actually, because it's not a 1-hit KO. If I got killed, I would have attacked with my infantry, then attacked with the artillery. But now that this is out of the equation, big beefy bomber alert. I saw the Neo tank coming down here. I was like, you have just fell right into my trap. I got my bomber waiting for you. And I got a big ass beefy lead in terms of units at this point. So I'm feeling pretty damn good. Ha. And that, yeah, Izanagi thought he could escape. Look at this hard working soldier. 13 fuel. Story of the match, my units put in some hard ass work. My units, tough. Tough as nails. I don't even feel like, I'm not capping that because he's going to pop a power, so I'm like, F that. Not even going to worry about that. Boom, boom, boom. Everything is dead over here from this side over here. He's got nothing. And I cap the airport. I move my artillery in position. This is completely won over there. I'm good to go. Whereas, I'm putting up a little bit of a fight over here. I mean, he's going to get my base. Sure. But I still got my bomber. I got my tankies. It's not over yet. I'm alive. I'm alive and well. Get a hit on that infantry because, yeah. And now he gets the income lead temporarily again. The Urban Blight comes in. Look at another anti-air. So he had 4 anti-air. 3 of them died. Remember, he had 4 anti-air. I had 2 copters. I still have 2 copters. And 3 of them died. No, and the 4th one's about to die right now. So all 4 of them died. I think one of them killed a copter, maybe. And, so that's pretty neat, smart engagement by him. Weakening it off, sacking, then coming in, boom, 1-hit KO. Nice move. Getting some hits off. Building another anti-air. So he sees the bomber, and he builds another anti-air. Honestly, if he had enough for a fighter, I would have gotten that, but he didn't have enough for a fighter, I don't think. I don't think he had enough money. Yeah, he didn't have enough money. Thank God, a fighter would have been devastating. So he did some hits off. Now he moves his Neo tank over here, and I'm like, oh shit. That's what he should have done originally, because I have a bomber. So my bomber's going to have a field there. There's literally nothing to stop my bomber. I'm just going to get free hits. Luckily for him, there's nothing really too beefy over there that I can really abuse. I'm just going to hit a free tank or artillery or some crap. And I'm like, alright, I'm going to protect this airport. I really want it. You can come in with your Neo tank over there, but I'm going to hit you with my artillery. That has 10 fuel, by the way. This tank over here is 13 fuel. My units work hard. They don't die. They're hard working. Tougher than they do. Bringing my artillery, or my anti-air over here. I see that I'm in the middle. I can dabble. I can go to the top. I can go to the bottom. Wherever that stupid little copter goes, I'll be following. You can bet on that. Bomber, free hit. Not bad. Already earning back, ooh, I don't know, 4,000 worth of funds. So not terrible. But my main target is that Neotech. Let's not kid ourselves. I interrupt this cap over there. I'm not going to let him get the income back. And now he comes in with his anti-air. A little late. They're all the way over there. My bomber, I mean, it's in range, so I can't quite kill his copter with my copter because he will get revenge attacked. He opts not to withdraw his artillery. Brings his tank over there, goes for the kill. I think he got a little unlucky. I think he could have gotten the kill there, but I was like, I don't really care anyway. We can trade. And I put my tank over here with 7 fuel, by the way. I was like, you know, I'm gonna run out of fuel. Like, these tanks are hard-ass workers, man. Like, I'm gonna run out. And then the tank's like, actually, I'm going over here again. The Neo tank was having paralysis analysis. The Neo tank's like, I'm gonna go down. Now I'm gonna go up. Now I'm gonna go down. And so the Neo tank is getting literally no value. It has not had a single engagement so far. It's literally just been sitting, like, undecided what to do. And he's getting pretty defensive on both fronts, and I felt pretty good. And now the capping happens. Well, okay. So, another mistake. He brings in this Neo tank over here within range of my bomber. I'm like, okay. I've already gotten 4k worth of damages. I might as well get another 20,000k worth of damages over there. And you know what? And I was like, I'm ahead in unit value and everything, really, except for income, or soon to be everything. So I opt to kill the Neo tank because he left a sneakeroonie over here where I could just kill all the units in between. He thought that these 2 infantry would be enough to stop me. Not even close. So I bring in the bomber in, do a lot of damage. I think the bomber's already paid for itself, to be perfectly honest. So I wasn't even upset losing it. And if anything, if he kills it, I'm going to get a shitload of charge and get more stuff, so I didn't really care. I'm getting a lot of kills. I got a lot of income. Now I'm ahead 6k. I'm sitting pretty. I'm feeling pretty damn good at this point. I'm bringing my RTs in. Notice, 7 fuel. Beautiful. You just love it. You just love it. Build another medium tank. I just want big beefy units. I need something that won't die. And then I'm going to live with superpower. Boom, he gets... So here, at the beginning of the turn, I was feeling pretty damn good. Look, I'm ahead 60,000 in unit value. And I'm ahead 10 units. At this point, I thought, oh, dude, you got this in the bag. You're fine. However, Izanagi, not going down. Not going down. Not going down. Urban Blight 2. Boom. Does a lot of damage. Just gets a little unlucky there with the roll, but I still wouldn't have taken that engagement anywhere because it's too much of a roll. Builds up a little fort over here with his artillery. However, both his anti-air are down there, and they're not really covering anything over there. And he has nothing. So my copter literally gets a free hit on whatever because he needs to build another anti-air. But he's already got 3 anti-air. He doesn't want to build another 4th one. So instead he opts for a copter instead of an anti-air, and he starts capping my airport, which is a bit of a pipe dream, to be perfectly honest. I don't know why he did that. And just like that, we're back to even. That was a pretty strong move. I mean, he did like 40,000 in damages. But I ain't done yet. Bring in my big beefy medium tank. Bring in the copter. Free ass hit. Why not? Bring in my artilleries. 17 fuel. No, 5 fuel and 17 fuel. Look at those. I love seeing that little blinker from the fuel gauge. You just know a unit's done its work. Done its work. Maybe it hasn't even fired that many times. It's only fired 1 time. Actually, the other one's fired 3 times. This one's only fired 1 time. Fired 1 shot and he's running out of fuel. Seems kind of shitty. However, it serves as a great deterrent, so I'm not going to knock that artillery. It's a peaceful artillery. It's just like a bouncer. It's like, I'll beat you up if you're a bad boy. But if you're good, you're cool. So I start balling on my units. I'm like, this is looking kind of scary. Even though half his army is anti-air, I'm like, okay, let's not get a little too ballsy over here. I'm not going to take back this base yet. So I bring in my units. My tank comes in, free hit, because if he attacks, he's not going to reach it first. He's going to get 1 hit off with his artillery, and I'm going to hyper upgrade it anyway. So that was a free hit as far as I'm concerned. He doesn't even go for the hit because he knows better. And now he's getting his death ball in the middle. He's like, okay. Izanagi blast stand, death ball in the middle. Meching it over here. His goal, defeat the threat, which is up here. I'm dabbling a little bit. I got strong on the top, strong on the bottom. He's basically all strong at the top, which seems to be better than my force up there. However, my force down here is definitely stronger than his, so it's a Tale of Two Cities. He's healing up his Neo Tank. Oh, the poor fool. If only he had hyper upgrade, didn't even have to heal it. They just don't die. So he's bringing his Neo Tank up. This is his big front. We're pretty equal on everything right now. He's putting up a great fight. I do have the income lead though by 6k, and look at that. 1 fuel. This artillery has 1 fuel. There is no retreat. There is no retreat. I don't even know if I can move in this forest because the forest is 2 movement thingy-majigglers. So that artillery has accepted its fate. It's like, I'm gonna die here, and I'm gonna kill here. I go for the HQ cap. I'm like, whatever. I'm not gonna actually cap it, but I wanted him to devote resources to stop me from doing it. So I'm bringing all my units in, although this is looking scary and he's going to beat me, so I'm like, hide the medium tank, hide the copters. But then I build my own Neo tank and I need to bolster my troops over here. I need to get my own golf ball. I thought of a bomber, then I was like, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's not get a bomber. The bomber days are over. Izanagi loves his anti-air. He goes balls to the wall with those anti-air. So many anti-air. Kind of remind me of that Mangs game we had where he built so many damn anti-air. But I'm pushing down here and I'm like, I got the numbers. And when I pop a Super CO power, that's going to be really scary. So Mr. Izanagi, turtles at the bottom, goes for the attack at the top, sort of, not really. Kind of flexing at it. He's like, yeah, you can come kill this anti-air over here. But I got 2 freaking artillery to punish you. 3 artillery. We 3 kings of artillery are. Brings in the Neo tank to the top. Completely front shifted it. Combining a lot of units. I'm ahead in unit count because he seems to be combining a lot of units. I think we'd be dead even if he didn't. But this is looking scary. This is definitely stronger than my force. Even if my Neo tank could tell, I'm like, yeah, I'm really close. I'm overextending. Like, my units literally came from all the way up here. Like a crescent moon ass shit. That's why they're all running out of fuel. They came all the way over here. Probably like 10, 12 turns. 1 turn, they're here. 2 turns, they're here. So I'm like, that is the most overextension you can possibly do. So I was like, but at least I have a base here now. So now it's like 2 to 3 turns, so I can have some reinforcements. So that base is a saving grace. This turn, I was like, all right. I'm going to beat his ass in the bottom and withdraw at the top. Base locked immediately. Bring the anti-air. Doesn't even have air units. I just wanted to block 2 hit KOs or getting that. I didn't want that mech to kill my artillery. So yeah, this is looking scary from over here. Fires another shot. That 9 HP infantry or whatever the hell it's called, with 1 fuel, putting in work. Medium tank, front shift. I'm like, I don't need that shit. You can build a Neo tank, medium tank, Neo tank, whatever the tank over here. I got 2 shots off, and with a hyper upgrade, there's going to be 2 full HP artillery. Like, and hello, I got a nice little tanky poo to knock it. 2 tanky poos to back it up. So, medium tank not needed. Come from behind, pincher strike-esque, some might even say. Bringing this weak-ass little anti over here. It's going to be at 8 HP, it's going to have 1+ movement. Yeah, but we're dead even on income, or dead even on unit value. But I have the income lead. I move my Neo tank in. I don't think he's going to get a power this turn, so I plop it on a city. What do I build? I think I just built another copter this turn. So I withdraw my... Look at these flashing little lights right here. You love to see it. 2 flashing artillery. This one has accepted its fate. It's going to be a 100% one-hit KO'd by whatever unit chooses to go on that property right there. It's not gonna live for very long. However, its little buddy over here with 10 or 11 fuel will get a nice pot shot off. So it's not all hope is lost. I gave up on the cap because this is scary. He's gonna kill whatever's on there anyway. So I was like, whatever. Build an anti-air. Build a copter. Build a T-copter, a little mini flex over there. I was like, I can finally capture this property. I'm feeling pretty damn good. I got a 6k income lead. That affords me a T-copter. And then Izanagi wisely resigns. Now, smart move because literally there's no chance here. There's no chance here. I'm going to kill whatever is there. 2 turns, everything here is going to be dead. I could probably even use a lander to transport some crap over here to things that try to escape. Like a little sad anti-air that try to escape. These little sad bad boys try to escape over here. My lander will probably block them, plop a unit here, and they'll be trapped and just murdered like fish in a barrel. Over here, it's pretty dead even, but if I just hold the fort over here and I win over here, then I'm just going to win because I'm going to have 4 bases to 2 bases. So it's really a question of he can't hold the fort here, and I can hold the fort. I'm not going to extend. I'm not going to overextend. I did what I needed to do. I got this property over here. I got the airport. I got the base. Even this one has been holding the whole game. However, I realized I'm not going to overextend. So, yeah, that was a pretty intense game. I think he definitely was winning at a certain point. I don't know if the play earlier with this was the wise move. I think he should have let me build whatever I wanted to build here. Although I did have a lot of money. So maybe I would have built a Mega Tank by combining some units. Who knows? Although Mega Tank, if you've seen the Fire Emblem game, you know that Mega Tanks aren't always the answer to base locks. So I think he should have kept his artillery in a safe area, maybe over here where his infantry is, because if it's over here, the tank will get a hit. So I don't quite agree with it. Although I can see why, because the copter or the anti-air will come in and kill the copter. So I don't know, I need to do some more research there. I think I also got maybe a little lucky on the roll. Imagine if I didn't kill that. Imagine if I didn't kill that, and I was not able to build anything there. And basically, his tank comes in, one-shots my artillery, or one-shots whatever else is there. So that was looking bad. Another thing that kept me in the game, I think I was definitely losing. Not gonna lie, I think I was definitely losing. Him building artillery on the weak side, and him building way too many anti-airs. I had so many more tanks, more artillery. He had more anti-air, but like, who gives a shit? Like, I had 2 copters, he had 4 anti-air. That's what? $36,000 worth of $32,000, AK, yeah, $32,000 worth of anti-air for just $18K worth of copters. And then all of them died anyway, and you needed to build 4 more. You spent so much money on anti-air. Let's look at the stats. Let's look at those statty poos. Yeah, more generated funds for him. Like, he had pretty good. No, this is only at this turn, I think. Let's go to the end. Ding, 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 boom. All right. Look at the stats. Yeah, I had more generated funds at the end by virtue of everything. But deaths, oh shit, I had more deaths than kills. Oh. Well, guess it doesn't matter when you have 2 scops, baby. 4 cops, 2 scops. The 2 scops reign supreme, although I was gonna get my 3rd. But yeah, man. I'm super glad that I was able to come back. I literally thought I had lost. Like, even before that artillery got there, like, I thought this was lost, thought this was lost, thought this was lost. Like, right here, oh my god, I'm so dumb for moving that anti-air over there. Imagine just losing the game. Like, I was winning pretty decent or doing well over here. Imagine just losing the game because you move an anti-air to the wrong part of the map. That's how important anti-air are. Make sure you take care of them. Don't let them die, but also make sure they're not too drunk and they don't just go wandering into random places where there's no copters at all over here. Like, hello, what the hell are you doing? There's literally an anti-air over there. It made no sense. It was one of those moves I just made like, boo, boo. And then I came back like 5 seconds later. I'm like, oh my god, am I this stupid? Remind me of the Aronia map. I had to claw myself back. Story of my life in Standard. Terrible starts, claw myself back. Claw away. And then finally be able to hold. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I hope you enjoyed this map Michigan maneuver very much. And hope to see you guys next time. I actually have another banger coming up. So yeah, keep tuned.